Hello and welcome to Arsenal Domination, where you might have seen me and Lee from Matt Gooner Gathering talking about this last night. But there are various and very reputable reports suggesting that a contract for Miles Lewis-Skelly is imminent. Uh, we were talking about whether this was a surprise or not, because there's been a lot of talk about negotiations being difficult and that, they might be collapsing, but that appears not to be the case. I've always been quite relaxed on this. I think I said it after the Gabriel contract that I expected that to be the first in a series of new contracts. And Miles Lewis-Skelly looks like that will be the next one. I think this makes sense for the player. He's represented by his mum, clearly a sort of, family first kind of guy, came through the academy at Arsenal. He's playing regularly in the first team. He's broken into the England squad. And he might not be playing the position he envisaged, which is central midfield, but he's getting a lot of game time at Arsenal at left back. And of course, Arsenal play their left back almost as an extra midfielder, certainly in possession. So in some ways, he's sort of still developing there. And I think this makes a lot of sense for him. It makes a lot of sense for Arsenal. He's the ideal left back for this current system. He's very, very good defensively. He wasn't dribbled past, for instance, in the Champions League knockout stages at all. I think he's the only fullback to pick up more than 50 minutes to not be dribbled past. But he's also very good offensively. We've seen him score goals. We've seen him get involved in attacks. We've seen him turn out of trouble. And I think this is just a perfect fit for all parties. So it's not a surprise. And I think really, really good news for Arsenal. Ethan Nwaneri, currently on duty for the England under-21s. He apparently his contract as well is not as difficult as being advertised. Arsenal are apparently confident, and all suggestions are that Ethan Nwaneri will also sign a contract extension. We spoke about him as well last night on the live. Please do go check it out if you haven't. But I think again it makes sense for him. He's getting good game time. I think that will increase over time. And again, really comfortable at Arsenal, and it's really good for his development. And again, a good sort of squad player right now for Arsenal. So really, really important stuff. I think this will, as I say, trigger yet more contracts. As I said earlier, I think the domino effect from Gabriel will continue. But I think what it does do is show that Arsenal are getting stuff done quietly, but they do, of course, need to. And this is a point you'll hear me make often until signings are announced. They do need to get on with those arrivals now in the transfer market from outside the squad. As I say, I think two of them are done. I expect to see more done, and I'm not going to worry until we get back to pre-season. And I think some signings will come in before then, but it is going to be the obvious focus now. But some good news in the meantime, Miles Lewis-Skelly. It's not been officially announced yet, but it does look like he has signed a new contract. He will get a significant pay increase, and I think this is excellent news for him, his family, and for Arsenal. I'll speak to you soon.